So, the trailer for Marvel's Avengers by Square Enix just released, and I want to talk about it. Hey dudes, what's up? It's an Assassin, and today we're gonna talk about Marvel's Avengers, the video game. So, the trailer just came out yesterday because it's E3 week. I don't know if you know that, but it is E3. So, this next few weeks, I'm going to be talking about some video games because I'm very excited for these things. And first things first, let's talk about Marvel's Avengers. So, if you don't know, Square Enix partnered with Crystal Dynamics, partnered with Marvel, partnered with Sony for PlayStation, all this stuff. They're making a video game for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, I think PC, I think basically all of them, but it's mainly going to be focused on the PlayStation 4 on Sony because they kind of partnered mostly so they can do all the marketing, and so PlayStation 4 is going to get most of the nice stuff instead of the other consoles. So supposedly this game is going to have no loot boxes, no pay to win, no subscription. Like, it's literally just going to be you buy it, you get everything. So I am very excited for that, but it's kind of weird that they had to announce that during E3, right? Because we're living in this weird kind of generation where it's like everything is to pay for. You have to pay for characters in video games, clothes in video games, all that stuff. So it's an interesting thing that they had to add that it's all free. But you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, right? So it's all gonna be free and everything like that. So it seems like it's gonna be definitely an online game. Now, I'll get into it a little bit later because I kind of want to talk about the trailer and my thoughts on it. So I have the trailer pulled up right here on my phone, and I'm gonna watch it, and I'll come back to you with each of my opinions as the trailer goes on, because I don't want to get copyrighted if I put the trailer right here. So first things first, I really love Square Enix, so I'm very excited for this game, but I'm kind of disappointed in the game. Go into details a little bit later, and definitely throughout this whole entire video you'll see my little disappointments in here. But I do love Square Enix. You know, Final Fantasy VII, they made Final Fantasy 15, one of my favorite games of all time. They do Tomb Raider, they do Life is Strange. They do a lot of games that I love. So I'm excited for this game, but with what we know so far, it's very disappointing. So first thing you hear is a narrator, right?
You know that old saying?
And to me, it sounds like Mary Jane. Or at least it sounds like what I would think Mary Jane sounds like. And it kind of sounds like Laura Bailey, Mary Jane, and Spider-Man. So is it Mary Jane? I don't know. It feels like a Mary Jane to me. So we don't know who the narrator is, but I'm going to put money on Mary Jane, but we'll see. Now, the first little nitpick. The game is not very pretty. So we're kind of in this video game generation where games look amazing. Like, games look really lifelike and like look real life type stuff. And this game has the issue of being on all devices, you know, PC, Xbox, PlayStation. So it kind of has to deal with cross-platform stuff. So it kind of diminishes the quality of that the game could be. Something like Last of Us. Last of Us, when it came out, looked gorgeous because it was only on PlayStation. Because they only had to focus on one system and then could put all their time and energy to make it look beautiful. So this game does not look very pretty at all. I'm gonna say that right now. It's good, but it's not there. It's not to the standards that we've seen recently. It's very alright. Like Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, beautiful. That game looks gorgeous. You can take beautiful pictures. Like, it's so pretty. This game, not so much. So, the first person we see is Iron Man. Now, I do have to say, his suit looks alright. Now, it's not perfect. It's definitely good. You can't really mess up Iron Man too much. The helmet is a little weird. But of course, you know, Crystal Dynamics wants to take their own spin on the Marvel heroes, so they're gonna do what they want with them. But I think they did alright with Iron Man. Now, Thor. So Thor looks alright, his suit looks alright, but I have to say, that hair does not look good. Am I wrong? Just, honestly, the hair in this game really doesn't look very good. Thor's hair, like, very, very short. You know, Thor's very long hair. So, and it just doesn't look good. That's the only nitpick I have about Thor's outfit. It's just like, his hair doesn't look good. So, here's probably my biggest nitpick out of this whole entire game. Cap's military suit. Now, I get that Crystal Dynamics wants to go, like, full them, right? They want to take it in their own spin, but I don't like Captain America's suit. I don't think they did it well. It's alright, but it's just like, Cap's always been this spangly outfit, you know what I mean? Like, take a spin on that spangly outfit. I don't want him to be in a military suit, you know? Because if you put him in a military suit, he just looks like a military guy. He just looks like he's gonna need a gun and he's gonna go and shoot people. But no, he's a super soldier. Like, he needs to look like a super soldier. And the military outfit doesn't do anything for me. I don't like it. I don't think it looks good. Not my Captain America type of thing. Black Widow. She looks Black Widow. She looks like Black Widow. Like, honestly, you really couldn't do much wrong with Black Widow. I do have to say, once again, the hair is really weird in this game. Thor and Black Widow specifically, their hair doesn't look good. It's weird and it doesn't look good, and there's something up with it. And then Bruce looks fine. He looks like Bruce. I mean, Hulk and Bruce, they look fine. I don't know. Can't really say much about it. Hair, once again, hair is a little bit weird, but what are you gonna do? So, now we hear Iron Man's voice.
Hello, San Francisco!
So, if you can't tell, that's Nolan North. They casted Nolan North as Iron Man, as Tony Stark. If you don't know who Nolan North is, I guess you don't know video games, because Nolan North is probably one of the most famous video game voice actors ever. So Nolan North, specifically his #1 like main known character is Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. So I don't know if I like the casting, right? I can't unhear Nathan Drake, right? I can't. Nolan North is just one of those guys where I can't remove his voice from being Nathan Drake. So when I hear Iron Man talk during this trailer, all I can think about is Nathan Drake. And also, the voice that I imagine Iron Man to have, Tony to have, isn't Nathan Drake's voice. If you've watched the Avengers Assemble cartoon, that Tony Stark, I don't like his voice either. He's voiced by the guy that plays Talbot in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're the same voice actor, and I don't like that voice for Tony Stark either. Marvel's Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Marvel's Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I like that Tony Stark. I think that's a very good voice for Tony Stark. So, Nolan North was definitely not my first choice to voice Iron Man, but it will bring in fans, right? The cast for this video game, very famous. I'll get into it a little bit more about who's actually in there, but like, very, very prolific voice acting. So Nolan North, good choice, but I don't know if he would be my choice for Iron Man. So, Captain America's voice.
Thor, Tony, check it out. At once. Try to keep up.
I don't know who that voice actor is, so I really don't know anything about him. I know he's been in a few things. I think he's Javier from Walking Dead, the Telltale Walking Dead game. So I know him from that, but he's alright. I don't think he's Captain America. Like, it's fine. It's not like it doesn't jar me like hearing Nolan North's voice. Thor, same thing. Don't really know that guy. I think he's a pretty well-known voice actor, but I don't specifically know him. I think that he's alright. That sounds like exactly what Thor would sound like, so I have nothing bad to say about that. So, Bruce Banner's voice actor. Bruce Banner is voice acted by Troy Baker. who plays Joel from Last of Us specifically. He's also a character in Death Stranding that's coming out and all these things. Fine casting. I know Troy Baker very, very well. I know Joel very, very well. Played that game multiple times. So it doesn't really it doesn't pull me out of the game to hear Troy Baker's voice, so it's not that big of a deal. It's still, once again, like a weird... I wouldn't have casted him as Bruce Banner, but it is what it is. So, we see Iron Man do the little spin. That looks like gameplay. Looks alright, doesn't look anything major, right? It's very little gameplay, so I can't really say too much about it. It looks alright. We'll definitely have to see more gameplay to really understand what's happening here. But so far, gameplay looks really good. Can't say much about it. So, Black Widow's voice actress.
Thor, what's your status?
Black Widow is voiced by Laura Bailey. I actually think that's a perfect casting. She voices Black Widow in the Avengers Assemble cartoon, so she's doing a character she already knows. She also voices Mary Jane in Marvel Spider-Man. She also voices Gwen Stacy in the Spider-Man cartoon, like Laura Bailey. Great voice actress. I think she's perfect as Black Widow. Like, it's amazing. We have the Trinity, Nolan North, Troy Baker, and Laura Bailey. Like, we have the Trinity in this game, and it's the Trinity of Iron Man, Black Widow, and Hulk. Weird, but it's alright. We got the Trinity. I like these voice actors, so it's good. So, we get the shot of Taskmaster. So, this looks like it's going to be one of the villains in the game. There might be more villains, but this is definitely going to be one of them. And if you don't know, in the comics, he's a dude that can basically copy someone's fighting style, just look at them and then be able to copy it. So he's very, very hard villain to fight. Probably, I've seen Deadpool be able to fight him very easily because Deadpool's very mindless and can do whatever to fight whoever. But everybody else has a very specific fighting style, and so the Taskmaster kind of can beat the crap out of people for a while until they figure out, oh hey, let's not do our normal moves, let's switch it up, right? So he's probably not going to be the big bad, but he'll definitely be a decent bad, so we'll see. Okay, so now we got the explosion. Firstly, Steve isn't dead. There's no way he's dead, like whatever. You can't do that, like come on. Steve's not dead. Who believes Steve's dead? No one. But I do have to say that arc reactor, or the reactor, in another trailer is announced as a Terrigen reactor. There's a lawnmower outside. I'm really sorry about that, but gotta get through this, right? So it's announced as a Terrigen reactor. Now, if you don't know this from the comics or watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Terrigen crystals are what create Inhumans. So I'm wondering, is this explosion gonna create Inhumans? Are we gonna get Inhumans in this game? Like Quake, the royal family of Inhumans, Miss Marvel? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But saying Terrigen is very weird, especially for a Marvel game, so I'm hoping for maybe it's Inhumans, but it could have just also been a little throwaway line of them not really understanding like the significance of Terrigen and just being like, oh, we're gonna throw this into the arc reactor. Like, instead of an arc reactor, we're gonna do Terrigen, and then just threw it away. It's a throwaway line. But I'm hoping it is a Terrigen crystal, and then it explodes, creates Inhumans. So in this game, it definitely looks like an original story, but I do have to say, it does feel very Civil War Endgame here. You know, this bridge explodes, the helicarrier explodes, like, that creates the government, you know, being all angry with them, and then they write the Accords, the Avengers are outlawed, and then the time skips 5 years. That seems very Civil War Endgame to me. If you didn't watch the other trailer, there was a small little, like, the release date announcement trailer, and they say that they do skip 5 years from A-Day, which is where Avengers create their West Coast stuff, to where you see Tony and Bruce talking. It's been 5 years. So, definitely seems very Civil War Accords, right? That the government wrote the Accords, made the Avengers illegal, like all these things, and it's been 5 years. And 5 years is the exact same time jump that Endgame has from the beginning, where you see Hawkeye and all the dusting, and then to where the movie actually starts. So, it's a very original story, but also very Civil War-esque. Very, very Civil War-esque. And even more Civil War than the MCU, because in the comics, Steve dies in Civil War. In this game, Steve dies in Civil War. And it's definitely, it's not actual Civil War to where Tony and Steve are fighting, but it is definitely like, it sounds like the government created the Accords, so they're definitely taking inspiration from Civil War. I do have to say. So, we all know I'm the definition of a trash shipper. Not a trash shipper, I'm a trash human being, and I ship things. So, as you all probably know, I am a Stony shipper, okay? Super husband, Steve and Tony. I ship them really hard. So, Stony content. I swear to God, this video game better have some Stony content or I'm gonna fight someone, okay? I'm just saying, I need my Stony content. They do already give it to me in this trailer though, which is really nice. First things first, Steve is kind of like leading the team and like Tony just listens to him, which is really nice. Secondly, when the explosion goes off in the helicarrier, Tony's immediately flying out there to go save his husband. Of course, doesn't make it. They all think he's dead. Then you do the 5-year time jump. And I'm just saying, Tony has very long hair and a long beard. That's the definition of a depression Tony for his husband. I'm just saying. Okay, like that is the definition of depression beard and depression hair for his husband. I'm just saying, because you gotta look at this, Tony with his very long hair, very long beard, he's missing Steve. He even says in the other trailer, we failed him to Bruce. So I'm just saying, it's a lot of Stony content, especially if you think about in Infinity War, Steve went the long hair, long beard for his husband Tony, okay? Because Tony the Earth lost its greatest defender, its best defender, and Steve went all depression with it. Steve grew out his hair and beard at the end of Civil War because he was missing his husband, okay? Stony. I'm Stony. Sorry. I'm Stony. I'm very Stony. So in the other trailer, we also get to see Hank Pym. So it looks like they're going to take the route of Hank Pym being Ant-Man instead of Scott Lang, which is very nice and interesting. So they might do Ultron because, of course, in the comics, it's Hank Pym that creates Ultron, not Tony, like the MCU did. Yeah, it's just cool to see Hank Pym, to see other heroes that aren't part of the main cast. They also say in this, it's the West Coast Avengers. So they're in San Francisco, that's Golden Gate Bridge, right? They're making their West Coast Avengers headquarters. So I wonder if they're gonna do like a West Coast Avengers team in the game, or there's also a hint in Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4 of the West Coast Avengers. And if you didn't know this, when you take a photo of the Avengers Tower in the Spider-Man game, Spider-Man's like, oh, they haven't used this tower in a long time because they're chilling at the West Coast, right? They're West Coast Avengers. So it could be a little Easter egg to connect the two video games. They're probably not going to do it because Spider-Man's only PS4, Avengers is multiple platforms, different companies, all this stuff. But if they ever want to, they set it up. So, number one question. Where's Hawkeye? Where is Hawkeye? Excuse me. They were just like, you know what? We're going to make the Avengers the main group of Tony, Steve, Bruce, Thor, and Nat. And then they were just like, you know what? Screw Hawkeye. If you watch the E3 like live stream, which I did, there's even people in the crowd that are saying, where's Hawkeye? And they just laugh it off. They continue on like nothing happened. I'm just like, excuse me. Where's Hawkeye? I just want to see Hawkeye. But this game is, of course, going to be multiple years of new content. So they might add Hawkeye. They might also add, Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel and Scarlet Witch and Quake and all these guys. So I'm very, very excited for the more heroes. But they should have added Hawkeye from the get-go. Whatever, it's fine. But we're going to get new heroes. We're going to get new updates. It's all going to be free. Like, we're going to do great. So what can you say? So, my final thing to say about this game. It looks very online. Now, I want a Marvel Spider-Man game, but with the Avengers. And I don't even like Marvel Spider-Man that much. It's a great game, definitely amazing, but for me, it wasn't as amazing as everyone thought it was, right? So, like, everyone hyped it up and said that it was great and all this stuff, and I was just like, meh, I like it. Didn't buy it. It didn't get me to buy the season pass. I didn't like it that much, you know. All this stuff. Like, it was just all right. But that's what I wanted for an Avengers game. I wanted to play the Avengers like you could Spider-Man, right? But it looks like this game is going to be very online. Very online. And even though they didn't show much, you can kind of tell, right? Because they know, Crystal Dynamics, Square Enix, they know what we wanted. They know we wanted a Spider-Man Avengers game. That's what everybody wanted. And they didn't show a lot of content here, right? And the game's coming out May of next year. And E3's the biggest video game show there is, right? One of the biggest. So this is really the time to say what you're going to do and show content, especially if it's coming out next year before the next E3. So, I think they're going to do it's going to be a lot of online. Very online. Like, yes, they said there's going to be solo games, like you can go with your friends and local play, like all this stuff, but I feel like it's going to be very, very online. Especially with them saying like there's going to be new heroes, there's going to be new locations, like all this stuff. That feels very like multiplayer online heavy, and that's not what I wanted. Also, I hate multiplayer online. I don't play multiplayer online games. I just don't. Like, I don't want to hook up a mic. I don't want to talk to people. I just want to enjoy my game in my bedroom with a bunch of snacks and just, like, live a life, right? So I think that's why I'm mostly disappointed in this game. Because of that, I was very excited for this game because they announced it back in 2017 with a little, like, 50-second trailer. And I was like, oh my god, Square Enix. I love Square Enix. They haven't failed me yet. I love Avengers. Like, you know, I love Avengers. So, like, I was, like, very excited for this game. But now I'm, like, kind of disappointed. This E3 announcement of Avengers, very disappointing. I'm still excited, right? I'm still gonna buy the game. Like, you literally could make the crappiest game ever, but I'm still gonna buy it if it's Avengers, right? That's just how it is. But I'm very disappointed in this. I'm excited, but disappointed. I don't want a online multiplayer game. I don't. I wanted Marvel Spider-Man before Avengers. And I didn't even like Marvel Spider-Man that much. Like, it's a good game, but whatever. But I still wanted that for the Avengers. I don't want online multiplayer. I don't. Alright? I don't. Maybe they'll prove me wrong and maybe it's not online multiplayer. Or maybe they'll prove me wrong and make an amazing online multiplayer game. Maybe. You know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But for now, kind of disappointed in it. It doesn't look great. Like, the graphics aren't amazing. The character designs aren't amazing. Voice acting choicing, alright, but not great, right? Not what I would imagine being the voices. And, you know, I'm not asking for the MCU. I'm not. I swear on my life, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want, like, an MCU Marvel game. No. I just wanted a fun Avengers game. A fun solo Avengers game where I get to choose the character. I get to fly around as Iron Man or, like, walk around and run around as Hulk and jump and stuff. And, like, that's what I wanted. I wanted a solo Marvel game. A solo player Marvel game. But it looks like we're gonna get multiplayer. Like, heavily online multiplayer. So, it is what it is. You know? It is what it is. I'm gonna buy it no matter what. I want to see more. I need to see more. Because maybe I'm all wrong about my thought process on this. Maybe I am. But they didn't show much at Square Enix. The press conference, they didn't. And I was like, ugh, that's what everyone was waiting for. Literally watching the live stream, all I was waiting for was Final Fantasy VII content and Avengers content. Alright? And then I was like, okay, maybe some new IPs and like new games and stuff. That would have been cool too. But it was kind of disappointing, right? It was still a very good press conference. What they did with Final Fantasy VII, amazing. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. But it was very disappointing at the end with Avengers. It was just like, I mean, very excited to see the new content, right? But I wanted more. I need more explanation. I need more gameplay. I need to understand what they're doing with this game, right? Because all I think it's an online multiplayer game. Like, that's what it looks like to me. That's all it is. So I need more content. Square Enix, Crystal Dynamics, just give me some more content, please. I need to understand this game more because I'm very confused about what this game is and what this game will be. I need to know. Okay, just like I need to know about this game, all right? But yeah. It sucks that I'm kind of disappointed. I was very excited for this game. Very excited for this. This is probably one of my most anticipated games for 2020 and for E3 in general. Like Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy VII, Last of Us, this game was probably, like, they were all my most anticipated to see at E3 and most anticipated for 2020. But this one kind of disappointed me. I'm still going to buy it. I still want it in my life. But it's kind of disappointing. So, yeah. Definitely comment down below what you think of it. Like, did you watch the trailer? Did you watch the live stream? Like, what do you think of it? Yeah. Are you gonna buy it? Yeah. And, yeah. I hope you dudes did enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe on with your pulse blast to become part of AU Avengers a little bit and hit that like button with your hidden blade. Two things. I use new hair products, so that's why my hair might look a little different, a little more poofier than it does, but that's, you know, my natural hair state. And I'm definitely going to do some more video game stuff. I'm going to do like a Watch Dogs video. I'm going to do like my most anticipated games. A lot of my videos that are going to be like one game talk about are going to be very nitpicky, like this, like Watch Dogs. I'm going to do a video with Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy VII, like all those, because there's no nitpicks. I just want the games, so I'm just going to put that all in one video because I kind of just want to talk about it. But, yeah. See you just later. Bye!